wipes, the loppers, some gloves, and the long sleeve shirt to put on, and bug spray. Got that deep.
I'm not running the race, but when you're married to a runner, this is what happens. You spend your Saturday mornings like this.
The loppers are going to be to cut back trees and brush, and then the gloves are for briars and picking up anything in there that's wet and has started to break down and don't want to get it all over my skin. Might be some other things in there, like there might be poison ivy or poison oak. There's a lot of bugs in there. Many of those bugs will bite you. And there are spider webs. That's what they were talking about earlier, the large spiders, they call them banana spiders. Yeah, the weather conditions today are drying out in the morning, but in the past 2 or 3 days we've received several inches of rain, and we're about to find out how much rain fell locally here and how deep the water is in the lower spots. One thing that you'll notice though is that the limestone road that we're on is a few feet higher than this area, so it's underwater. It's a basin, so it's going to hold some water in certain areas. July is the wettest month since they started keeping records for this area, so we'll have the most days of rainfall, and potentially we'll have the most inches of rainfall in the month of July. So that should have saturated the ground over the last 90 to 100 days, and any rainfall doesn't have the ability to soak in during this time. You know what chops up the ground like this? The pigs. It's 8 days away, actually 7 days away. So it'll start in exactly 1 week from today on Saturday evening. We're going to start at 8 p.m., which is just before sundown, and we're going to stop at 6 a.m., which is just 20 minutes before sun up. So it'll run through the night. What happens is, in the dark, you're unable to see the root, and with the mud covering the root, it becomes very, very slippery. So a person will be running through and will either hit the root with their foot and fall forward, or they'll land on top of the root and their foot will slip and they'll fall down. And the fact that there's tall grass growing over the trail will make it very difficult to see the only part of the trail that's smooth and packed. It'll be very challenging in the dark. So that'll be between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. So this used to be a little bit higher up. So this year it's going to be a low crawl to get through there. What you're looking at here is a route that goes in two directions. One that is horizontal, that goes across the foot. So it runs the risk of a runner hitting it with their foot. But more treacherous are the routes that run in the same direction as the foot, because then a runner will slide off one of the sides because it's very, very slippery. So the runners are going to be challenged because they're exercising for 10 straight hours in extreme conditions, high humidity, high heat, and they're having enough of their energy is being given towards just trying to maintain forward progress for 10 straight hours, that we're trying to make their feet have the ability to find solid, flat trail without having to look at where every single step is going.
So you're sweating. Can you talk about the weather and the humidity that you all deal with?
Firstly, because it's a hardwood forest, there's no air circulating through here. The humidity is exceptionally high. Maybe overnight during the race it'll be in the 90% range, especially by 6 o'clock in the morning. It gradually rises through the night. So while the temperature goes down very slightly, the humidity goes up all throughout the event. And the amount of fluids that comes out of a runner moving for 10 straight hours is uncountable. It's just immeasurable. The full loop of the course is 3.8 miles. There's 2 sections of the course. It makes a figure 8. The north loop is 2.15 miles, and the south loop is about 1.6 miles. And so someone who's trying to finish in the top 3 participants would shoot for somewhere between 13 laps of that in any given night. So 49 to 53 miles is a target. Yeah, 1 week before the race, and I would say that I am optimistic about seeing the trail as it's drying out from the last month that we've had pretty heavy rains. It's still holding water in certain areas, and there's still some mud that we're going to encounter. But overall, the trail has potential to be dry next Saturday. That's all dependent on a good dry week this week. So with a week to go, what we're hoping for is that temperatures are very, very high with very low humidity and lower than average chances of rain. So that on race night, we have temperatures in the mid to low 80 degrees with humidity that will build through the evening. But we're hoping that in the week leading into the race that we're not going to have additional rainfall that'll take a course that's drying out right now and make it wetter than it currently is. The Pelican State running team that I coach has several runners that are going to be participating. So we should have about 3 or 4 athletes running on Saturday night, 1 week from today.